Hello YouTube, this is Darkon633 back with another Transformers review. Today we're going to take a look at the Transformers Titan Returns Deluxe Class Grotusque with Scorponok. Now this is actually a very strange figure that even came to existence because, for those of you who don't know, this figure was announced and released the same day at New York Comic Con. So that's really annoying that Hasbro went ahead and released it on Hasbrotoyshop at the exact moment it was pretty much announced. I really hope this does not become a trend in the future for Hasbro, since it was very annoying for a lot of fans, for what I could tell, that were not able to get a hold of the figure. I happened to be online when the figure was announced, and I just so happened to find it in stock on Hasbrotoyshop, so I actually got lucky and saw it right away. But it is really unfortunate that Hasbro went ahead and just released this figure just out of the blue like that. Anyways, we're going to take a look at the box. The box is a very interesting style. It has an Autobot symbol there with this kind of flame effect. It says Transformers on the side, but that's about it for the outer box. The inside is where it really shines, though, because when you pull the tabs, when you see inside, you actually have some cool schematic designs for both Grotusque and Scorponok. And inside, we have a very interesting looking design picture inside. And theoretically, you can pull off the bubbles and turn this inside out, for what I can tell, but I'm not actually going to be doing that. But it is nice that you have the option. Before we look at the figures, we'll now look at the character cards. The first character card we're going to look at is Grotusque, and that's really nice that Hasbro actually fixed it before it was fully released. So a lot of the promotional shots showed that it was a Decepticon here. And here's the bio on the back, along with his Titan Master, which is named Fengal, which is very interesting. The second card is Scorponok, who obviously is a Decepticon, but unfortunately his stats are very small. For some reason, he's very weak in a lot of areas, and that's kind of inaccurate since it is Scorponok after all. So, we're going to take that off to the side, and take a look at the Titan Master first. You're not going to get a whole lot here, however, there is some die-cast. For what I can tell, I think there is some die-cast around here, and I think his chest is made out of die-cast. You can fold this and obviously become a Titan Master, but it is sad that we do not have a body to accompany this figure. We're just going to take this off to the side. And now, before anything else, here is Grotusque next to Doublecross. So it's nice we got two of the monster bots, and I didn't even bother bringing out Repugnus since we do not have a body for him. So it is unfortunate that we have two out of the three monster bots and just the head of the third one. And they were really close to actually release all three of the monster bots in deluxe class form, released in the same format, but I guess it will happen in the future. It's just unknown at this time. Anyways, we're going to take a look at his articulation. For those who have Doublecross, you're not going to get like a fantastic amount of difference of articulation. The head is on the same ball joint design as the other Titan Master releases. His shoulders have swivels with outward movement. He does have swivels at the elbows with the single elbow joint. Hand can pivot due to transformation a bit. He has no waist articulation, but this panel does move up and down due to transformation. He has full joints at the hips, swivels at the thighs, more than 90 degrees to transformation, and his feet can pivot a bit due to transformation. Speaking of which, we'll now go on to the transformation itself. Although, if you have Doublecross, you're not going to get a whole lot of difference, but there is a few areas that are actually different in transformation in general. So anyways, we'll now move on to the transformation. Grotusque in his beast mode. Now, while I do have the same grievances in some areas that I had with Doublecross, I think the overall sculpt is a lot better than Doublecross in my opinion. I do actually prefer Doublecross's design overall better, but in terms of a toy, I think Grotusque turned out much better in my opinion. As a comparison, here is Grotusque next to Doublecross, and similar to what you're seeing with Doublecross, you can actually take the same design weapons and plug in onto his back as well. He does maintain the same peg area where you can actually peg in a Titan Master, and we're just going to plug in the guns. Now what's weird is, it's hard to tell since I can't really explain this as well. without actually having it in hand. But this actually feels like it's made of a little bit more of a rubbery-like plastic than Doublecross's weapon. I don't know what the reason for that is. I actually have both of his Titan Masters separately, since, surprisingly enough, Hasbro has once again used the design of another Battle Beast. And since they both were on Planet Beast in the Headmasters cartoon, it makes a lot of sense that they went ahead and did that, but it is nice to see a little bit more of those kind of nods here and there. So that's really awesome that they actually did that. You can open up the compartment here, similar to what you see with Doublecross. It's kind of hard to get into, but... And you can take a Titan Master and plug him inside. So now it looks like that, and then you just close the door. And you can plug in another Titan Master, since we actually have Scorponok here, onto his back. So now you got him fully armored up, so that's really nice that you can actually do that. So overall, I still think the design of Doublecross is better, but I do prefer the Grotusque as a toy. Articulation-wise in this mode, his wings can flap. He does have the same joints as the arms in his robot mode. Tail likes to pop open, but it does stay in a little better than what I've seen with Doublecross. His legs also work around the same. And his arms can pretty much go 360 outwards, swivel, and his little claws can pivot as well. What's also cool is that he does have mouth articulation, although it does kind of break up the design since you do need to open up the area of his head. It does look really nice overall, and I think Hasbro did a pretty good job transitioning the Doublecross mold into Grotusque. He does have a little bit of problem of standing though, which is kind of annoying actually, but since he's mostly going to be in robot mode anyway, it's only a minor complaint. Let's see, try to get them to stand. Okay, that's about what it can do. In conclusion, I think Hasbro did a really good job on Grotusque, especially when compared to the Doublecross mold, since that one had a lot of problems on its plate. I think this is definitely the superior of their molds, at least in terms of toy-wise, although I still prefer Doublecross's design as a character more. Unfortunately, this has long been since sold out in Hasbrotoyshop, although similar to what we've seen with the Titan Returns RC, this figure will also be available at Toys R Us sometime in the future, although the details for that release is unknown at this time. So I highly recommend picking this up once it reaches the Toys R Us release, and hopefully once it reaches Toys R Us, it'll be a lot easier to get a hold of. Anyways, please comment, subscribe, and check out Hero Club and Hirotaku. Also check your Twitter, DarkGod633, and don't forget to check the other channels down below. Please check the little bell at the bottom of the screen in order to see my content go up as soon as possible. I'm back for more transfers reviews. But for now, I'll be seeing you later, YouTube. Bye.